All right, we're going to do a video on this is in module 4, grade 5, lesson 11. This is word problems, multi-step word problems. So I want to go through here. I want to go through these 3 problems because I think they are excellent. And I'm just going to show you how we annotate and how we solve the problem. So if we look here, let's look at number 1. Jenny's mom says she has an hour before it's bedtime. Jenny spends 1/3 of the hour texting a friend and 1/4 of the time brushing her teeth and putting on her pajamas. She spends the rest of the time reading her book. How many minutes did Jenny read? So when we look here, I'm going to annotate that she has an hour. She has an hour before it's bedtime, right? So I mark over here that she has 1 hour until bedtime. Okay. And we know the 1 hour here, we can make note is 60 minutes until bedtime. Then Jenny spends 1/3 of the hour texting a friend. Okay. So 1/3 of an hour. 1/3 of an hour. I'm just going to put dash texting. Okay. And 1/4 of the time brushing her teeth and putting on her pajamas. So 1/4 of the time brushing teeth and putting on pajamas. So 1/4, and I could just put teeth / PJs. And we're trying to find out that she spends the rest of her time reading the book. Right? Actually, that should be circled. How many minutes did Jenny read? So I'm going to put reading, and I'm going to put a question mark because we don't know. Okay? So let's look. She has 1 hour until bedtime. So she's got 60 minutes. So if she's got 60 minutes until bedtime, she's spending 1/3 of the hour, texting a friend. So that would be 1/3 of the hour, which is going to be 60, right? 1/3 of the 60 minutes. So to do 1/3 of 60, I know I'm going to do 1/3 times 60. Or you may be able to see that, if I have 60 minutes and I need to split it up into thirds, it's going to be 20, 20, and 20. If you see that, then you could put your answer there. But if I multiply this across, 1 times 60 is 60 over 3, because 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, 60 over 30 goes, how many times does 3 go into 6? 2 times, bring that 0. So 20 minutes was texting. So I'm going to put over here 20 minutes. That's why I have the annotations on the side. Now I put that it was 20 minutes is 1/3 of the hour. Now I have to find out what was 1/4 of the hour was for brushing teeth and putting on pajamas. So right underneath, I'm just going to write 1/4 of 60. Okay, what is 1/4 of 60? Well, I could do the same thing. That's 1/4 of an hour. Some of us using our benchmark times will know what 1/4 of an hour is. If we don't, we can multiply it across and do 1 times 60 is 60. 4 times 1 is 4. 60 divided by 4. 60 divided by 4. Oh, I don't want to mess with this. I know you can see that timer. Equals 15. And if you don't know, you could do 60 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 one time. That's 4. Bring down the 2. I'll subtract to get 2. Bring down the 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times. And that would be your 15 minutes. Okay? I'm going to erase that. That's 15 minutes. So now we know, and I'm going to go back to my annotations. That's 15 minutes. So if 20 minutes we spent texting, 15 minutes we spent for the brushing the teeth and putting on pajamas, how much time was left reading? Well, I'm doing, and I'll do this in a different color so you can see it. I'm going to add that 20 and the 15, which will give me 35 minutes, right? There was 60 minutes in the hour. Let me subtract the 35 minutes. And that leaves me with 25 minutes left. So over here, where we have the question mark for reading, it would be 25 minutes. And if you add it all together, 25, right, minutes plus 15 is 40 minutes, plus 20 more is 60 minutes. So that is how you can, that is how you could solve this problem, okay? Okay, now I'm back. Now let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 says, A Plus Auto Body is painting designs on customers' cars. They had 18 pints of blue paint on hand. That's what they had. All right, I'm going to show you what we're doing here. We had 18 pints of blue paint. That's what we had. We didn't have more. We just had 18 pints of blue paint. They used half for the flames. So if we're going to put flames on our car, we're going to use half for the flames. 1/3 for the sparks. Wow, this is a pretty fancy car. All right. 1/3 for the sparks. Then it tells you they need 7 3/4 paint to paint the next design. How many more pints of blue paint will they need to buy? So let me see. I know I had 18 pints of blue paint, and I know I'm using this much for the flames and sparks. So before I worry about what I need for my next project, let me see how much paint I used here. Well, half of the paint I used for flames. So I can do 1/2 of 18. We should know that half of 18, cut 18 in half, is going to be 9 pints. Okay? Or you could multiply it across and you would get 18 over 2, which equals the 9 pints. Okay? 1/3. Well, maybe you don't know what 1/3 of 18, because you're still using that 18 pints of blue paint. So I could say 3 goes into 18 6 times, and then times it by 1 is going to give you 6 pints, right? Or I can multiply across. 1 times 18 is 18. And then we would do 3 times, we'd have the imaginary 1. 3 times 1 gives me 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6, which is what we had right there. Okay? Sorry, I was looking down. So I'm going to erase this because I don't want to confuse you. We used the 9 pints and we used the 6 pints. Okay? So now I'm going to put 9 plus 6 is 15 pints so far. Okay? Now the problem says they need 7 3/4 pints of blue paint for the next design. Well, if I used 15 pints so far, we started with 18, take away the 15, I have 3 pints left. Okay? I need 7 3/4 pints. So if I write my 7 3/4 pints is what I need, okay? I need 7 3/4, but I have my 3 left over. So I'm going to subtract that 3. Well, 3/4 minus nothing, that's easy, is 3/4. And 7 minus 3 is 4. So what do we need? We need 4 3/4 more pints to do the next project. Okay? Remember, if you need to go back, rewatch it, but this is an excellent problem. All right, now let's get ready for the last one. Okay, now let's look at the last one. Okay, this one is a little tricky. Giovanna, Francis, and their dad each carried a 10-pound bag of soil. Okay, so I'm going to put G, F, and D. Okay, each carry 10-pound bag of soil. All right, so all three of those people are carrying a 10-pound bag. All right, this is what they're using now. Okay, after putting soil into the first flower bed, Giovanna's bag was 5/8 full. So if her bag was 5/8 full, so if I drew this, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, was 5/8 full. So I'm gonna, if I colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 full, how much did she use? Well, she actually only used the 3/8 because 5/8 of the bag is still there. Still there. So she only used 3/8. So I would do here is she used 3/8 up, and this is Giovanna. Okay, so I'm going to put the G here for Giovanna. Used the 3/8 of the 10-pound bag. Okay, so to do 3/8 of 10, I'm going to put my 10 over 1, multiply across. 3 times 10 is 30. 8 times 1 is 8. So she used 30/8 of a pound, but I'm going to have to convert that. Okay, 30/8. 8 goes into 30 how many times without going over? 3. That's 24 with 6 left over 8. So 3 6/8. 3 6/8 we know is simplified. Okay, sorry, I'm forgetting I'm on the screen. 6/8. They're both an even number. If our numerator is even in the numerator and the denominator, we can cut them both in half, divide by 2. 3/4 of a pound. So Giovanna used 3 3/4 of a pound. Okay, so I'm going to put here G equals. Okay, now we go to Francis. Francis, it says in her first, we did Giovanna. Okay, Francis's bag was 2/5 full. So if her bag was 2/5 full, 3, 4, that should make 5 pieces. It was 1. That was full. That dirt is still in there. 2/5 of the dirt still in there. So that means she used 1, 2, 3/5 of the bag. So here she used 3/5 of 10. And I'm going to do it the same way over 1. Let's multiply across 30 over 5, because 5 times 1. And now this one is easy because 5 goes into 30 6 times. So she used 6 pounds. Okay, that was Francis. And now we had Dad. Dad's bag was 3/4 full. So I'm going to draw the model of his bag. 1, 2, 3. 3/4 full. So 1, 2, still had 3/4 left, which means Dad only used 1/4. So I could show here 1/4, ready, of 10. Oh, I am going to say, 1/4 of 10, which I'm going to put over 1, multiply it, equals 10 over 4, which equals 4 goes into 10 2 times, 2 left over, Put that over my denominator. 2 2/4, which we know is equal to 2 1/2. So now we have how much dirt each of them used. But are we done? Not yet, because it wants to know how many pounds of soil did they put in the flower bed, and I put a box around all together. Okay, I'm going to squeeze it down here in the bottom right. So I have to add, all right, I have to add my, let's change color so we could see this, my 3 3/4 plus 6 plus 2 1/2. Okay, I'm going to add that up. Well, I have to add 3/4 plus 1/2. I want to get a common denominator, so I'm going to make them fourths and make my 1/2 equal to 2/4. Okay, so when I make that equal to 2/4, it's now 5/4. All right, so I really don't have room. So it's 5/4. And now let's add up my wholes. 3, 6 is 9, and 2 is 11. So we have 11 5/4. Okay, but we need to simplify that. We know that 5/4 equals 4 goes into 5 one time with 1 left over. That's 1 1/4. And then we have to add the 11. So that's 12 1/4 pounds. 12 1/4 pounds is your final answer. That is a lot of work, okay? But it's all here. So please watch it all the way to the end, okay? Awesome. All right. Hope this helped, and see you next time.